Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Lico, and this video is hella unorthodox for me, but this video has been on my mind, and I've been wanting to make it. I was starting to make it yesterday outside, but I was sweating way too hard, so I'm just gonna make this video on the way to work. So while I ride to work, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to y'all about this bucket list. And if it doesn't get a lot of views, then it's definitely just a personal documentation. So I can look back on this and be like, man, I remember when I first started this journey of my bucket list. And as you can see in the thumbnail and the title, my bucket list is to go to all, as of right now, 30 NFL stadiums. And Lord knows how long that's gonna take. For everybody that watches NFL, so we heading to work. You know it's 30 NFL stadiums. And for the most part, they're in your major cities, right? So they're in your Dallas. Well, of course, the team name is like Washington Commanders, right? But Washington, from my understanding, actually plays in Baltimore. So the team may say a major city, but it's not in that major city. Like for the Cowboys, for example, I stay in Texas, right? The Dallas Cowboys are not in Dallas, right? Their stadium, their HQ may be in Dallas, which no, their HQ is actually in Frisco. Now that I think about it, their stadium is in Arlington. Everybody's stadium is in Arlington. The Renegades, the Rangers, but the Rangers don't call themselves the Dallas Rangers, though. They're just the Texas Rangers. But yeah, if you know downtown Arlington, it's pretty much a sports facility, man. It's real nice. They got an esports facility and everything. It's real nice. Texas Live, shout out Texas Live. I went there for the first time. I think that building got made the same year that a little bit after the Cowboy Stadium was made. And it's pretty much like a mall and a sports bar, and a whole lot of sports bars just had a baby, man. So I fuck with Texas Live. But other than that, I just say that to say, just because I know it's not going to be in that major city, like the San Francisco 49ers, their stadium isn't in San Francisco. It's in one of those San Juan or one of those sand names. But I want to visit every NFL stadium, man. It would tackle every major city in America. You got your Tennessee, you got your Washington, you got Denver, which is what I plan to do next year. Me and wifey plan on going to, well, I'm not going to say plan. I'm speaking this shit into existence, man. We going to a Broncos game next year, and around our birthday. Our birthday is around my birthday is the 17th of September. Hers is the 21st. So around that week, we're going to take a week off, and we're going to go to the NFL stadium at least every year. Now, here's my dilemma, right? If I go to one stadium a year, starting today, that's going to take 30 years. All right? 30 years, that means I'm not going to be able to see Patrick Mahomes, right? Unless I got to prioritize who I want to see. Like, I know some stadiums are horrible as well, like Jacksonville. I'm not in a rush to go to a Jaguars game, but I do want to see Denver for the scenery. I want to go to a Chiefs game for sure. But the dilemma is the 30 years. And even if I go to two stadiums a year, it would knock me down to 15 years. So if I go to two NFL stadiums a year, that's 15 years, y'all. That's a pretty long journey. Unless somehow your boy get a sponsorship with the NFL and they hook me up some way to be a storyteller or something. Because one thing that I'm finding is I'm enjoying telling the stories more than actually putting my face in front of it, you know? Like, I enjoy writing a script and looking up stuff and reading articles. But it's when I put my face in front of the camera that I'm like, man, this is way tougher than I thought, because my on camera personality isn't on 10 yet. It's not where it actually just needs to be. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not where I want it to be yet. Of course, I just started YouTube. I'm not even 8 months in yet, y'all. So for everybody that's been rocking with me, I do want to thank you. What else can I say, man? This bucket list, of course, I'm not being small-minded, and I do want to visit other places outside of America. But what I want to visit isn't really like the European side, right? I want to go to like South America. I want to go to islands, you know what I'm saying? I want to go to Lagos, Nigeria. I want to go to places like that to not only see beautiful scenery, but to also learn a little bit more history, especially with my people. And I mean black people when I say that, by the way. Just to learn the history of the West Atlantic slave trade and things of that nature. Sorry if it's getting a little loud, y'all. Once again, I am driving to work. Man, I want to also go to, I want to grow on a cruise ship, man. For me, traveling is such a huge part of life. I really think traveling is a huge part of life and experiencing this whole earth before we pass away. I really feel like a lot of people don't experience that, don't get to experience it fully. Some people, it's either, you know, we gotta work too much, we don't save enough, we're not thinking that far ahead. But I think traveling should always be people's top priority, for real. Because there's too much beautiful shit out here to not be experiencing it all, for real, man. Oh, gotta hit the curve on it. Sorry, y'all. But it's too much beautiful shit to not be experiencing all of this shit, man. Like, I know one day, me and wifey, we gonna be at the Miami Stadium, which once again isn't in Miami, the Dolphin Stadium, Hard Rock Stadium, chilling on the beach, sipping on a pina colada one day, man. And I'm gonna be watching this video like, man, I told y'all we was gonna do it, man, because right now we speaking stuff into existence, man. We gotta speak it into existence. When you want something, you gotta do it. You know, faith without works is dead. So first you gotta pray, then you gotta grind, for real. Because I find myself praying often and coming up with ideas, but of course the ones that I don't actually engage in, nothing is gonna happen. So we can't expect something to happen just by prayer. You know, we also gotta implement every idea we have in our head. Man, I got so many ideas coming, y'all. I got another podcast that I want to do. Shout out Mario for the 817 podcast. I got a Texas Tea podcast that I want to drop, man. And I just want to interview people, just take a lesson the way I always do, because every day we can learn a lesson or learn something. And I'm big in sociology, man. Like, I love sociology. I love the interaction of humans, because at the end of the day, that's what everything comes down to. It might be business, it might be education, it might be health, but at the end of it, it's all an interaction between two people and how we interact and why we interact the way we do. So what we have to do is from that is take those lessons, man. And I want to interview people, no matter what the career path may be, and take that lesson and let's go a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? If my lesson is education, then I want to interview a teacher or a professor. If my interview is on police brutality, I want to interview a police officer or someone that has been, what's the word that I'm looking for? Someone that has been done wrong by their police department, just to kind of get a deeper look into things. Because of course I can speak from my own existence, But what I can't do is go deeper because that's not my profession, and that's where these other people are gonna come in and play for Texas T. It won't just be educated. It'll be fun as well because I'm not just here to be like PBS and the History Channel to y'all. I want to actually drop gems and also entertain y'all because I feel like you need both. And that was like me in school, you know, like if it was boring, it's boring. But I had some teachers, they were really, you know, fun, like, and engaging. And those are the teachers that I learned best from. It's the teachers that were fun and engaging. I had a math teacher, I think his name was Mr. Wang or Mr. Wong. Man, he was like a robot every day. He would just get his board and just say, hey, write down the daily objective. And then he would just write it down, ask a few questions. Smart as hell. I'm talking about dude had a space engineering degree from Notre Dame. And here he is teaching a whole bunch of high school seniors how to do algebra. I think it was algebra. So that's kind of funny, man. But he was boring, you know? He was just really boring. Like, I didn't learn the way I truly wanted to. On the other hand, I had a social studies teacher. Her name was Miss Smith, actually. And she didn't start the school year off in Belleville. But I think she was in the hospital or something. But she came back and replaced the sub. And when I say she was funny as all outdoors, you know, just she would crack a joke and you know, kind of point out students for what they were doing wrong and stuff in a funny way, not to chastise them, but in a funny way, you know. And that's how I learned, you know. She would just not quote them, but kind of paraphrase what historians would say to each other to kind of get a visual going, you know. And that was an engaging way for me to learn, and that's what I want to bring to my viewers and to my content people. But what I'm finding right now is that I'm going way off subject. But I just wanted to get all this off because once again, this is more of an update, a personal update for me and a ride along for y'all, literally and figuratively right now. Because this video is gonna age, right? And all I can do, like I said earlier, is put what I'm saying into action. If I say, hey, my bucket list is to visit all 30 NFL stadiums, see all 32 teams play, or at least just visit the 30 stadiums. I might mess around and see the same team once or twice. But that is something on my bucket list, along with seeing the rest of the world. I'm going to look back on this in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years plus, and say, damn, look at me. Look at, you know, I look younger. Look at my hair. Look at something. Look at the car. I remember this car. It's always something, man. And documentation is so important. And I feel like YouTubing is really documentation. Well, depending on how you're taking it. But for right now, this video is documentation for me for the future, man. So for everybody that sits there and watch me drive to work right now, I want to thank you because I am pulling up. For everybody that's listening to me in my rant today and my bucket list today, I want to thank you. And I will be actually going to Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That'll be my first actual NFL stadium visit. I've been to the Cowboys Stadium before, but it was like 2012. And I had went to go see an Oregon and Oregon State game. It was my dad and my stepmom. I remember that game vigorously. I remember that game like it was yesterday. But what I want to do is go see the NFL teams actually play. So from here on out, I'm going to attach this video to a playlist. And I'm going to have a vlog of all of the stadiums that I visit from here on out, man. So this is probably gonna be this process is gonna take anywhere from 15 to 30 years, depending on how many stadiums I visit. If I do this smart and right, I'm gonna say 20. This is a 20-year playlist in the making, y'all, and this is day one, video one. All right. So I'm gonna catch y'all next week for the Dallas Cowboys game, cause me and wifey going for our B-Day. So y'all wish us happy birthday down in the comments. Once again, thank you for watching. see you in my next video, which will be the Dallas Cowboy video. And then I got my short series video coming on FloJo, actually. Usually I save who I'm doing it for, but I'm doing FloJo, man. Her story is really great, man. She has a great story, and she unfortunately passed away at a very young age. But for what she did in those few years was impeccable, and she truly is the definition of style and grace, man. So I keep wrapping this up 5 different times, man. Let me go ahead and say peace out, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.